everyone, this is Luminous. Welcome to another audio commentary done by myself, and we are here today between two Chinese team. This is DK versus Nirvana China. Now, Nirvana China, you guys all heard of, but DK, I personally haven't heard of this team. Our Asian Dota guru Jack haven't heard of it either, so I'm guessing it's gonna be a kind of a small team, but they are Chinese, so I'm expecting a very good game from them. And I'm going to talk about the picks and bans as we have people in the live commentary channel getting ready to sync up with me on this replay. Looking at the picks and bans real fast, we probably have a Storm solo mid with a Morphling somewhere in the side lane, probably in top. And then we have an anti-mage. And an anti-mage you don't generally see in a competitive game because he's a bit farm oriented. It takes a while to get up to his big items, but if he does, and if he ever does, he is one of the most fearsome late game heroes, being able to chase really well, being able to escape ganks early as well, but with his blink, of course. But this is a pro game, so there will be a lot of chain stun, and I'm not sure whether anti-mage could just withstand that early, 11 level or so before he gets his mana shield. So I'm not sure how he's gonna do. He's definitely probably gonna go into that Vanguard first, or at least a poor man's shield into Strength Tread, and boost his low HP, and then go back into the DPS route. But looking at the other heroes, it's pretty much standard. We have a Lion and Venge, some of the best babysitters out there, and it's gonna be interesting to see how this Venge skills is a level. Is he gonna go the level 1 magic missile and just keep it there and max aura and then tier? We've seen Ehome Lion, or not Ehome Lion, Ehome Vengeful Spirits have been doing that lately. And there's a lot been talk about, what's the correct Vengeful Spirit build. I think it varies from game to game, but we have seen the Chinese doing a lot of level 1 magic missile and just keeping there the whole game, just opting for stats, after maxing the other two skills, just not even going to the magic missile. It kind of shows how much the Chinese trust in their teammates. All you need is the magic missile for that 2-second stun. You don't need it for anything else. Not the damage, of course, so we'll see. And I don't think that Lion's gonna solo mid, given that there's a Stormster in the lineup as well. So they're probably gonna try lane bottom or have a vengeful go up with the Morphling to provide some kind of a babysitting into a semi roaming. But looking at the Scourge thing, we have Yafet on Nevermore. I will talk about that more later. But we have a THD as well. THD, one of my favorite support heroes, and it's pretty cool that the Chinese are picking him more and more nowadays. He does have some great skills. His teamfight potential is just pretty much unmatched. If you could drop a macro pyre, really force the opponent to run around. And positioning is one of the most underrated thing in Dota. And THD could be one of those heroes that grants you a lot of positioning advantages in a fight. Of course, his Liquefier has been buffed recently. One single attack on a tower will make the tower just look like an idiot. It will just attack so slowly. And of course, I'll point it out later on in the game when we see it. Dusa is probably going to solo top, Nevermore is probably going to solo mid, so I'm guessing there's going to be a tri-lane bottom. It's not set to stone yet, but we'll see. These heroes need pretty much no introduction other than THC. The dual breath is great nuke. Ice Path is a long range stun, and Liquefier, as I covered earlier, just some of the most ridiculous thing can be done to a tower. But looking back to Nevermore, now Yafet is pretty notorious for his Nevermore play. His other tag is called PIS, or it stands for Perfect as Shit. And if you just YouTube him, he has some of the craziest Nevermore moves out there, I guess. And one other thing about Yafet's Nevermore is that a lot of people say he is the Nevermore. A lot of people say he's not a great Nevermore compared to like Yamante or some of the European Nevermore. And I'll let you make your own personal decision about that. I personally think he's a little bit overrated, at least compared to the other Chinese Nevermores out there. I think there is a 1v1 Chinese tournament, and the actual winner for that is like 2009 or something. And I remember them playing a game where Yafet was solo mid Nevermore, and 2009 was some other hero, and 2009 just stomped all over Yafet. But of course, you can't really compare 1v1 Chinese Dota tournament to a 5v5 Dota game. But it's just a little bit comparison. But nonetheless, Yafet's Nevermore is, a ridiculous beast, and hopefully we're going to see that this game. And hopefully you guys are already getting ready to the 25-second marks. And if you're not, I hope you could catch up during the commentary. And for those of you guys who are listening live in the MP3 that I'll be releasing, I am paused at 25-second mark, so please get yourself there. And alright, I'm going to pause in 3, 2, 1. unpause. All right, so we have let's see the laning for Scourge. Probably gonna be a tri-lane bot as we see Nevermore, not Nevermore. We see the Witch Doctor and the THG going down there. They're pretty much scaling with a standard level 1 moves here. It looks like there is going to be a tri-lane and bot as well, so this is going to be very interesting. Now, anti-mage tri-lane is a very, very good offensive tri-lane because that mana break depends if you got blink first or got his mana break first. It looks like CM has skilled Frostbite. I have to disagree with this this choice here. Frostbite, although a very good move, does have that range issue that you have to deal with. If you have to kind of get in range, whereas the Frost Nova gives you that range benefit. You could kind of cast outside like 900 range. It's a 5-second slow. Of course, a slow is not going to help you too much against the anti-mage, but she doesn't know that at this point. So I personally think Nova is better than Bite, as we see 6 hero medium in the in the forest here, and they're gonna see. Let's see if it's gonna be some epic action. There is one cast going off, and it looks like they're gonna focus on THG. THG taking some damage. No mana break on the anti-mage. That means that blink. It looks like THG will be. Oh, THG is in low. He's in trouble now. THG trying to get out. THG. Oh no magic missile. Looks like Venge now in trouble. Nice impale going off there, and they're looking like there's some crazy juking. Looks like Crystal Maiden is gonna be the first one to go down. They do get Venge as well, but that's not a good trade. It looks like AM going for the double kill. No, one hit away, and looks like the dust has settled. AM has taken some damage, but he did get first blood, so they're definitely ahead. AM's at 4,000 gold right now. It looks like he has bought two salves, I believe. Yeah, he has bought two salves. I'm not sure why that's a good choice here. I guess I'd rather would just he had 400 gold. I'd rather would just sat at 500 or something. Or just get a magic wand, because a magic wand against a tri-lane is pretty ridiculous. But we'll see. He does he's a bit worried about all the nukes, so that's why he picked up the 3 salves. So okay, you know, already pretty action heavy. Meanwhile, in mid lane we do have Yaphet's Nevermore against the Storm Spirit, and top lane we have a Morphling against Dusa. But I'm gonna keep close attention to this tri-lane, and I'm gonna talk about how, you know, each tri-lane differ from the other one. Of course, the one with the anti-mage is going to give all the farm to anti-mage, as the Vengeful Spirit and the Lion is going to be doing the primary harass. Lion's going to be doing the harass. Look at how Lion is playing. He's just you know, going in for a 1 hit, and right when the other hero just almost turn on them, he gets out in range. Look at that impale, just impaling 2 hero right there. And this Lion is just playing like an MVP boss right now. He's going in for a hit and coming back and doing more hit. And I have to point out, before I even go talking about this tri-lane, if you look at the Scourge map, there are no observer wards. So right now, Nirvana China is playing this map blind. Meanwhile, we do have pretty much normal wards for the Sentinel here. And more Lion harass. Man, this Lion is just playing off the hook here. He has gotten like at least 6 or 7 free hits on that THG and Witch Doctor. And I mean, they're doing a very, very good job here. And I'm not sure if you caught that. Oh, no. Lion is going to go around. They're going to do impale. Another impale on both heroes. Now, mana breaks on AM. They are going to get a kill on Witch Doctor. Maybe. Yeah, Lion's going to get a kill on Witch Doctor, but the anti-mage is suffering a lot of damage. But smart thing he did earlier, getting the salve. Now he's going to be right back in action and doing more harass. And that's why, I mean, anti-mage in a tri-lane is very, very offensive. And once that mana break is still high level enough, he could just do a lot of damage to any hero on the other side of the lane. Meanwhile, on the other side, the difference is, you know, you have kind of 3 support hero on a tri-lane, and the question you guys might be thinking right now, who's gonna get the farm? You know, anti-mage on the other side, of course, gonna get all the farm, but you know, THC, CM, and Witch Doctor, none of them really need a lot of farm. So who's gonna get it? And I think the answer is, you know, they don't have to dedicate one hero and get a farm. They could all split the farm. Remember, Chinese support players actually, you know, work better with a lot more farm than compared to European support players. So I think they're gonna divvy up the farm, and it's definitely not a bad choice here. But I think THG getting the most of the farm is also not a bad choice here. As we see Lion coming around, they're gonna focus on Lion. That's great blink going on, another cast, and they are going to do a lot of damage on anti-mage. Crystal Maiden completely low. Crystal Maiden probably in trouble. No Voodoo Restoration at level 2, skipping Maledict, and that's another thing that we see from Chinese Witch Doctor a lot, skipping the Maledict to go to Voodoo Restoration. That's how important, you know, they feel Voodoo is. And I mean, in a tri-lane, it kind of works differently. There are a lot more dives going on, as we just saw that right now, that anti-mage kind of just dove in for the kill. And the Voodoo Restoration does actually helps out a lot there. CM's HP, went down, but there was that constant healing from Voodoo Restoration, and you could kind of say, well, it's not too much, but really every little bit counts, as I always like to say. And looking at the other lanes real fast, we have a Storm Strike coming down, kind of for a gank. No, I can't take I'm gonna just